Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
All right, what's good, everyone? Welcome to another Live Wire Sports Media Update. All right, so you know what's really funny? How the WNBA continue to put out things or make certain things hilarious. Me personally, I find it very funny. So I did a short, announcing that hey, Asia Wilson signed her 6-year extension with Nike. You know, um, but I want to go more in depth with this because I see a lot of stuff or people posting stuff and hey, great for her. You know what I'm saying? Great for her, whatever the case may be, great for her. But at the end of the day, you gotta look at it in its totality. Asia Wilson is 28 years old. She's been at least 7 years since she entered the league. Been at least 7 years. And you're really just getting your signature shoe. So let's take a look at Shams from ESPN. You know, he used to be with FanDuel. He signed a little agreement he took over for Adrian Wojnarowski over there at ESPN. But this is the thing we're gonna talk about. Adrian Wilson, 3 times WNBA MB, 3 times WNBA MVP, 2-time league champion. She signed a 6-year extension with Nike in one of the richest deals in women's basketball, sources tell ESPN on Tuesday. The news come after Wilson was named Nike's roster of signature athletes in May, and excuse me, and announced the launch of her signature shoe, the A1, which will be released in spring 2025 prior to the NBA season. Now, with all of that being said, we already know why this is taking place. We already know why this is significant because the uprise of Caitlin Clark. And a lot of people could sit there and say, well, hey, ain't got nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. But well, if you think about it, Caitlin Clark is going into her 2nd year. She already signed a Nike deal that worth 20 to $28 million, plus bonuses on top of that. Okay. Then you look at it from another standpoint is that Sabrina Ionescu already got her shoe. She's on her 2nd shoe right now. And that's very popular in the W. And matter of fact, a lot of guys in the NBA are wearing Sabrina Ionescu shoes. So then you got JuJu Watkins, who just signed her extension with Nike as well. So you look at it at that standpoint, when Caitlin Clark first came into the W this past season, and she initially signed that agreement, the first thing Asia Wilson came out complaining. Everybody was like, "Well, well," and the first thing they said, "Well, her shoe has already been in the works." To me, I felt like Nike pacified her to give her what she wanted because at the end of the day, she was complaining. If she didn't complain, Nike wouldn't even looked at her. Yeah, she was under the Nike brand since she came into the league. But look how 7 years, it take you 7 years to sign a signature shoe deal, where most people get a signature shoe deal just like that. You know what I'm saying? Look at Paige Bueckers. You know what I'm saying? Her signature shoes out. So that goes to show you. But the thing about it is, Asia Wilson wants to use the victimhood, the pity party, the agenda talk, and the white privilege talking narrative is because she feel like she should have been there. Yeah, she has won titles. Yeah, she has won Olympics. Yeah, she has broke records. Yeah, she has won MVPs. But Nike wasn't even jockeying for you like that. They signed you, but they ain't really wasn't promoting you like that, the only reason why they got you because they did something because you cried about Caitlin Clark deal. You cried about her Nike deal. And then Nike said, okay, let's go ahead and put her shoes out. Let's go ahead and work on her shoes. You know, she started working on the logo and all of this stuff. Now she got now she's out here, she's got a private jet now with her logo on it and everything. That's fine and good, but you can't ride private by yourself. When the season starts, you got to ride with the team. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. All of that is great, but it just doesn't add up. And people sit there and want to throw out all her accolades, but you missing one caveat to the whole situation. Look how long it took. You have all these accolades, and it take you that long to really get a signature shoe. When you had people like Breonna Stewart getting her shoes, you have um, Sabrina Ionescu, you know, JuJu Watkins, um, and Paige Bueckers. Caitlin's shoes probably will come out in 2026. You know what I'm saying? At least that'd be 2 or 3 years. She don't have one thing we could say. Caitlin is not gonna wait no 7 years to get a shoe deal. That it just ain't gonna happen. You know, but is it well deserved for Asia? Yeah, maybe she could stop crying. Maybe she could start using white privilege as an excuse for her to get her achievements and stuff like that. Because Lord holds now that she got a shoe deal, maybe she could give, and maybe she got this ascension. Maybe she could give back some money to everybody in league to help them get a shoe deal. Oh, well, maybe Sheila Johnson could come and say, well, hey, Asia Wilson, you should help everybody else get a shoe deal. But no, that ain't gonna happen because the fact of the matter is, Asia Wilson ain't that is not built that way. She's very selfish, and she's going to always use some kind of victim statement to up herself. For all the accolades that she has done, had for all the accolades she has achieved, if she had, I'm not saying she ain't marketable, but she just ain't marketable. Angel Reese is more marketable than her. Caitlin Clark is more marketable than her. Juju is more marketable than her. Paige is even more marketable than her. You even got outsold by your jersey got outsold by a rookie that was on your own team that's no longer on your team. You you didn't even lead the All-Star voting this year. Yeah, but at the same time, yeah, you won the Olympics, but nobody was really watching your games over there like that. So when people sit there and say, well, hey, oh, well, she got a shoe before Caitlin, she got a bigger deal. But guess what? Her deal probably is not even as much as Caitlin and everybody else. Because this is why I'm about to break it down to you right here, right now. So that little column right there is going to tell you everything that you need to know right there. So with the Wilson's new deal ranks among the highest paid shoe endorsement in sports. Read that again. Wilson's deal is ranks among the highest, not the highest, but ranks among the highest shoe endorsement in sports, along with those of 2024 number one draft pick Caitlin Clark. Ranks among the highest and alongside Caitlin Clark, JuJu Watkins, and Sabrina Ionescu. So if you think about this, her deal is along the lines of those. It's not more than theirs, it's just along the lines, but it's one of the highest up there with theirs. You see how that? One of the highest, but along aside theirs. So she's not getting paid more than they are. So for people because people going to run with that and say, oh, she getting paid more than Caitlin Clark. This is where reading is fundamental, people. Reading is fundamental because the fact of the matter is that her contract, they had to get her extension. And you think about it. She's 28 years old right now. 6 year extension. She's 34 when that extension is up. She'll be 34. She most likely will not get another extension deal because they're not going to drag her out to about she's 40. She might get a 3 year extension to add on to that because she'll probably be in the league for. I don't see Angel Wilson playing to 40. Don't see it at all. I don't see her playing at 40. I think by the time she gets to 40, she'll probably retire. She's not going to play longer. They're not going to have use for her in the league. Her production level, she's very tall. She's 6'4". Her body is going to be now. She's a little bit slender than Breonna Stewart. I mean, not Breonna Stewart, but um, did you think about it? I think Breonna Stewart is what 31 now, and she's probably Breonna Stewart probably got another 3 to 4 years left. She's not going to be able to. You could say Breonna Stewart doesn't move the same way she moved. She's very tall and lanky too. And the way the league is shifting with the newcomers, along with Caitlin Clark and everybody else that's coming, and I said this before, the way the league is about to be shifted, it's going to be more of a running league. You're not going to be for her to be a big woman. She's not going to be able to run up and down the court like that constantly. So, me personally, I feel like this deal stretches out to what? So she's what 34. Then Nike could say, hey, let's negotiate. Hey, they don't have to resign her no more after that. She could get another shoe deal with somebody else, or as she play, or she could still be with Nike in another capacity. You know, who knows? Who knows? But by that time, you got to think Caitlin Clark would be in her 20s, her late 20s at that time. Juju would be in her early 20s. You got Paige, that's what 23 right now. She'd be in her mid 20s. You know what I'm saying? So Nike's still going to have these young athletes to market behind. They're not going to be marketing Aja Wilson after her 6 year extension out. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't know when her original contract runs out. You know what I'm saying? But she added on a 6 year extension, so her original contract could be coming up next year or sometime, and they add on to it. So whenever that original contract ends, then the extension kicks on to that. So, but nevertheless, I just feel like at the end of the day, I feel like this: Aja Wilson, the WNBA continue to be disrespectful. Nike continue to be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Because the fact of the matter is that I don't know what's the reason why they not dealing with Caitlin Clark, or they are working on something. Maybe Caitlin Clark got a specific design. Maybe she has a certain look of how she want her shoe. Maybe she say, "Hey, I don't want my. This is when I want my shoe to drop." Maybe Caitlin Clark's shoe might drop somewhere next year. We don't know yet. Maybe it drops around the summertime. Maybe Nike said, "Well, hey, we put Asia's out." Because I think what Breonna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu shoe came out last year in the same season. I mean, me personally, I know for a fact if you bring Asia's out in the summer and you drop Caitlin's around Asia's come out in the spring, and you drop Caitlin's out around the summertime, fall, late summer, Asia Wilson's shoes will be on the shelf. Yeah, it's gonna be on the shelf. Because trust me, Caitlin Clark shoes is gonna sell. Caitlin Clark shoes is gonna be over $200. Period. It's gonna be over $200. It probably be more than that. And people are gonna be buying it. It's gonna be sold out. Just like them Wilson balls, they're gonna be sold out. But nevertheless, I feel like Asia Wilson, she got all the accolades. She's doing everything she needs to do right now. And at the end of the day, she should not be crying about nothing. She shouldn't even have a word to say going into next season. You know what I'm saying? She definitely she definitely should not be she should not be whining. Should be complaining. Should not be doing anything to where say, hey, oh, you know what? Look at me. Oh, they being successful because of white privilege. No, you have privilege too, because now you just got a 6 year extension deal. You just got a private jet with your logo on it. So you pretty much got your privilege. So you can't talk about anybody else who has privilege because therefore you, they Nike just show that. You just show that with your jet. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I do not, me personally, I do not want to hear anything about AJ Wilson. All she needs to do is go out there and play on the court, not have nothing to say, not talk about anything, no nothing negative, nothing, just play. Because the first time she opens her mouth and say something crazy, I'm going to be here for it to rip her into shreds. Point blank, period. So that's my take on her. She got her little 6 year extension deal. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, early on this season, Clark reportedly signed an 8 year contract worth well over 20 million plus potential bonuses with Nike. Watkins also agreed to a multi-year contract extension with the footwear giant in October. Ionescu debuted her second signature shoe with her which gained popularity in the NBA, which I told you, because NBA players are wearing her shoes with Nike this spring. And then and Asia was in her season, seventh NBA season, because this season she'll be going into her eighth NBA season, and she's 28 years old. Look at that now. She's 28. She's about to hit that 30 mark soon. How much more she's going to get? You know, how much more she's going to be able to. Because the thing about it is, she joins an exclusive club of NBA players, including Lauren Jackson, Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie, to win MVP 3 times. Um, she was the first to win a award unanimously since Cynthia Cooper in '97 in the first year of the WNBA. So she led the league in scoring, single scoring and rebounding last year, and became the first player to record 1,000 points in a single campaign, finishing with 1,021 um, um, 21 points in the regular season. And she also won her second gold medal on the U.S. Basketball team to take home MVP for for that year. So if you look at it like this, in 4 years, she's 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. She could get on the Olympic team one more time by 2028. But I do believe there's going to be room for Caitlin, Angel, Leah Boston, um, probably Juju. She might make it. She might not make it. Paige probably will make it. Um, there's some others. I think. Yeah, I think some others, and it'd probably be a different type of. It might be a better, fast-paced team. So I did believe Asia would get on there one more time. That'd probably be her last. Like I said, she's gonna be up there in age. She's not gonna be Nike gave her this contract along the lines and put her on par with Caitlin Doom because she cried about it. She cried. She cried. And I'm sure she sat there and watched Juju. I mean, I watched Paige. She watched Caitlin from the gate, and that was a whole storm. As soon as Caitlin got her deal, she came out crying about it. So yeah, Nike pacify her. Nike throw her a bone. Like, hey, we're gonna give you the 6 year extension. Now you could just hush, go away. Do whatever you need to do. We don't want to hear from you no more. This is probably gonna be your last contract anyway. So make good on it. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. Because Nike ain't gonna be just paying her well in her 30s when she's not gonna be the best player in the league. Period. Yeah, people say she's the best player now because what she has done. But you guess what? There's one person that's coming for that title, and that's Caitlin Elizabeth Clark. She's coming for that title. We already seen the workout video. So, like I said, man, I I ain't surprised that Nike did this. I'm not surprised at all because the fact of the matter is we already know how Nike roll. And like I said, Nike did this just to smooth her over, smooth her ego down. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, but a lot of people gonna run with this and say, "Oh, she's the highest paid. It's the highest, richest contract ever." And no, it's not. It's along the lines. It's one of the highest contracts alongside four other people. You know what I'm saying? No, three other people: Sabrina, Caitlin, and Juju. So she's along the lines with them. She's not. She don't make more than them on there her section, but she's along the lines. Is one of the highest paid. So just make sure when you you give information, make sure you line those two things up with it, because somebody somebody on X today say, "Oh, well, she did this, she did this." I don't care about her accolades. That's good for her. But the fact of the matter is, it took you seven years to get this, to get a deal and to get an extension and to get your first signature shoe in 7 years. That says a lot about what Nike really thought about you. Like that old Ice Cube song back in the day, it says, a lot of y'all probably don't remember that. This is what they think about you. This is what they think about you. This is what they think about you. That's Nike. That's what they thought about you. Because if Caitlyn didn't come into the league, they probably wouldn't have gave you no extension. They probably wouldn't. So that's what Nike thought about you. So they're like, okay, well, she crying about Caitlyn's deal. Let's go ahead and give her extension along the lines with the others, so we could keep her quiet. You know what I'm saying? Send her off in a little corner somewhere. Let her play. Keep her quiet for the rest of the year. So that's all they did. That's what I felt. How I feel about it. I'm not impressed, because whatever she does, that's her. I'm not impressed by it. Her game is her game is basic. It's boring. Um, it doesn't excite me. So that's pretty much that. Hey, leave your comments, leave your likes and comments down below. Tell me what you think about this. Until the next video, Lyra Sports, and I'm out.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.